I have not looked at this box score before we sit down, so if you want to trick me, ask me a numbers question. But I'm proud of our fight. We fought better in the game. You have to be. Michigan State's gonna bring the toughness out in you, or it's gonna expose what's not there. And there were some times on the backboards that we didn't do a good job there, and we had to do a little more subbing than what we'd have liked to do. Our blockouts weren't as good as they need to be underneath, and they got some kickouts because of that. But we got tougher inside of the game, and I think the toughness thing for me, and I didn't realize this until Don Fisher said it, that with 3:50 to go, I knew we were down 11. And I'm proud of the way they came back. I really am, because that's not easy. And I thought the crowd had some real energy that really helped them pop too, which was really good, because they need that. They really need that. The kids need it. And they had belief that they were going to win the game, and we got right there, at least to tie it, and it just didn't happen. But they played well. They took advantage of some offensive rebound opportunities and got the kickouts that went for them, and we didn't get as many. And we didn't have, when you're going to play Michigan State, you're going to play this time of year and be successful, you got to have a lot of guys playing well in the game that are your best players, and we didn't necessarily have that today. And but I thought we got tougher in the game. I thought James, the play he made late in the game before he got fouled, but getting all the way to the rim, I think it was an and one, wasn't it? And a couple other ones earlier in the game, he didn't go up as strong. I mean, that's the kind of stuff we have to continue to learn and attack that way. End of the game, 5 seconds to go. No way we're trying to miss that free throw on purpose. I don't know if anyone asked that. 3 seconds and under, no question we're trying to miss it on purpose. But there's enough time right there. And it's not about the arrow, because you're not going to get enough time to get a trap. And we were in position in case we missed it, but we didn't want to miss it there. We want to try to get another 5, a steal, go back down and still have enough time to get a couple of passes on our play. So I don't know if that was going to come up, but I won't put that one to bed right now. That's not a strategy that I would employ at 5 seconds. And at the end, and we were in position for our free throw play again, obviously trying to make it, and we just didn't get it. But and then at the very end of the game, we were coming right back to Yogi off a elevator screen, and obviously he wasn't going to be the only look. But in that situation, he's one of our best baseball passers. If we didn't want him to get another look, we'd have him take it out of bounds. But we did, and they covered it. And Nick and James, Nick got a little higher than you'd want, but they're going to force you into that. We wanted to get a little slip action there, and we got the catch. You just want to get a catch. And but I'm proud of the way they fought. Michigan State is an extremely talented and tough team. And they execute at a high level. And they got some guys come off their bench today, like Elvin Ellis, who has really not done a whole lot lately, and all of a sudden he's got a great game. But I thought I liked the way we responded when we got down and continue to come back, and we're going to get tougher for it. So go ahead. Give me one. I'll handle it. Go ahead. Who's got a question? Greg, you got one?
Yeah, I do.
Go ahead.
Yogi at the line, you got to like that, I'm guessing.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, I'm really thought we should have ended the half with a couple free throws, to be honest with you, with him on the line. And have seen nothing that would lead me to believe differently, but absolutely. And hey, I mean, he hurts. I mean, my shirt's drenched from holding on to him. I mean, these kids want to win. I mean, they practice so hard. And it's not just the last couple of days. They're like that all the time. So, but he's got to bounce back. That's why we put him right back in a situation, whether he can make a catch or not. But Yogi's a winner. Yogi is one of the greatest winners that I've ever had the personal or the ability to recruit watching him win. Okay, and that was before you moved here when he was in high school at Park Tudor in the way that they would win. He won 2 state championships as a junior and senior, and finished as a runner-up as a sophomore. And we'll put him in that position again. So I love coaching him. I love coaching him. Let me just see you. Go ahead.
Were you at all, I guess, I know you didn't
Michigan State took 28 threes. Were you surprised with how many they were taking?
No, they're one of the best three-point shooting teams, are they not? Yeah, we knew we had to defend. They got some kickouts that when we were scrambling inside of the glass. And Trice got hot there a little bit. But you need length on Trice as much as possible. And we don't have that as much. So we've got to have some tenaciousness with it. And he made some big plays. He's really good. He's really good. That's a kid that you're going to be watching NBA games. He's going to be on a roster and he's going to be playing. Whether he starts as a second guard, third guard, something like that, he's got it. They've done a great job with him. Terry.
I think only one of their last 9 rebounds was offensive, Michigan State. But the ones they had to that point, the 14 or whatever, I mean, did you feel like that's what gave them a little?
Oh, absolutely, yeah. There's no question. There's no question, and that's why we had to sub more. And James and Yogi had 7 boards, so you have to do a good job blocking out with your forwards, okay? And I use that term forwards lightly because we don't have that. We don't have the great size. I was glad we had Colin back. He was in the fight, but we missed some blockouts. We're going to see that film and know that was not good. And so you've got to block out the forward so your guards can slide in and get it. And when we did that, we did a good job. And a couple of times we didn't hit them. Sometimes we did. I mean, and a couple of times that we didn't, and they got the ball. And it is a very physical game. And I don't know. I can't remember the last time watching Purdue, Michigan State the other night. That was like I didn't recognize that, in the big. I mean, how physical that game was, but so you got to get ready for that, right? And we did at times, but we didn't. I do know I did see the rebound numbers, but I know those during the game, and certainly we've got to get more out of Troy than 3 boards, especially when he's had 27 the last 2 games, and he knows that. He knows that, but. We had to do what we had to do, and we had to sub, to be in the fight. And so that's a tough thing. Go ahead back there, sir.
Coach, you mentioned Michigan State's ability to hit the 3. What did you see on film that made you stay in the zone?
They're also really good around that basket, okay? And we mixed our defenses up. We mixed some of the plays. They execute very well. We've got to have it really as much as anything is for the rebounding. Okay, and we gave up some threes in the zone, but we also gave up some on the missed on the missed blockouts and things. I'll have to watch it closer. But the biggest reason there is we didn't want to get spread out and not be able to board the ball because you get in too many one-on-one situations down there with Matt and Marvin rebounded well. Schilling, certainly you're preparing for Dawson. Valentine's an excellent rebounder. You've got to have guys closer to the rim. So. That's as much as anything. What did they shoot from 3? 7 of 28. So they shot 25% from 3, right? Yeah. And Travis made a couple of big ones there. So that was our reasoning there. Go ahead.
You mentioned before Troy Williams just had 4 points, just 3 rebounds. Why do you think you seemed like he was never really able to get going today?
I don't know. Because he's practiced great. He's practiced great. You know what I'm proud of him on? Is that when he wasn't playing as much and he wasn't as effective, we were putting him back in the game at the end of the game to help win the game, and he was in there doing that. So that's a sign of maturity for him. So I'm gonna bank on that one. And then, one thing, you follow us a lot. Okay, I mean you work here. I mean, are you at Indiana?
Yeah, I'm with the WIRX.
Okay, so you know that he's had a heck of a year. Yeah. I pretty much know he'll bounce back. Go ahead, Ken. Well, I think you just answered your own question. You said a couple of times, okay? And there was probably 65, 70, maybe 65 possessions in the games. So if we had some bad movement a couple of times, that's probably on average with it. I'll have to watch the film. But again, I think I talked about what we were trying to do with that zone. And we spent a lot of time on it. And we needed to rebound better. That's the bottom line. And they caught us a couple times where we didn't get as much movement with the 5-man in the middle. But we'll watch the film and see if we can get better from it. Go ahead. Who else? Yes, sir, Dave.
Just about Colin, what did you think you'd get out of him today, and how's he come along?
Well, I didn't think we'd get that much because it wasn't determined till today fully. We were certainly it was looking that way, that we were going to be able to get him to go, but because he's done very little the last couple of days, but also has, he had to play through it a little bit, and we looked at our numbers without him compared to when we do have him, and we're not going to get it yet. Hopefully, we're going to start to get that next week. It's amazing the percentages that went down when he's not on the floor. Not necessarily his. I mean, we're still talking about a guy that didn't make a three last year that is the leading three-point shooter in the league, percentage-wise. So we miss that, but we miss his ball movement, his basketball IQ, his hustle game, his talk, his tenacity, and the way he gets shots for other people from that position. And so we got more out of him than what I would have thought. Numbers today with him were going to be a bonus, and I had some other things that if he really couldn't move as well that we worked on yesterday when it looked closer and closer like he was going to be able to play, that would have enabled him to not have to move as much, but he moved pretty well during the game. So this gives us a couple days to get him more ready and get ready to do the next thing. Yes, sir, Mike.
I guess when the program's in sort of a tailspin like this, does the aura of IU, does that ever become a burden maybe on yourself or the players that just add pressure, you think?
That's a hypothetical. I'm really not good with hypotheticals. So I'm not sure that I could answer that. I thought our guys played with great. I thought they played fantastically hard today. I'll leave you with that one. Okay. Anybody else? Mike.
Devin dressed today using layup lines.
That was important to him. He wanted a chance to do that, so that was good. He's really gone through a lot, and that was something that he wanted to do. Yes, sir, Rick.
You go again on Thursday, I guess?
That's what I just heard, but I don't know when.
When your team's gone through a rough patch like this, what do you do to bring them back and focus on what's next?
Oh, I think we've been doing that. I think we've certainly been doing that. I think if you'd seen us practice, you'd look at it and you'd think we're on a. Well, I don't know if we'd practice that hard if you were on a 10-game winning streak. But no, their attitudes are great, and they're working really hard. And we talk a lot about what we have to do. What we have to ignore, what we have to work through, what we have to process, and at the same time just play hard and go and keep their confidence up. So I don't have any trouble doing that, and 'cause I'm very confident in them, and I think they're getting better all the time. But we did a lot more situational things, to help bring confidence to them. I thought the last couple of days. I think that's important. I think having a strategy for everything, but not overdoing it. And really making sure that, because they've been through so much during the season, and make sure that, as young as they are, that they don't get inundated with everything. That, they can still play with some freedom and things there. But obviously, we got to keep getting better. If I had to pinpoint one thing, we've got to get better rebounding the ball. Because when we win, we're a +8, and when we lose, we're probably a -5+ right now. And I haven't looked at that. We lost it by 5. So, yeah, it was somewhere right in there. +8, we out-rebounded the team by +8 when we win in the league, and it's a little over 5 when we lose. So that's a big number. That's a big number, and we've got to keep building on that.
Do you pay attention at all, like the talk of whether you're in or not in the tournament?
No, I really don't. I really don't. And I try to get them to understand. I don't read anything with my name in it. So, I really don't. I haven't for some time. JD keeps me aware of what I have to be knowing in case there's a blind side somewhere. But other than that, it's locked into. I read, but I don't read about that stuff. But we just want to get better. Go ahead.
James said he felt like he and the team maybe turned it on too late. Did you sense any?
Yeah, I didn't sense that. So maybe that's his view. And I thought they were playing hard from the very beginning. I think he went to the rim a little stronger as the game went on. So I would probably, because we were on him about that. But I don't know. I thought they played hard. We've got to rebound the ball. That's what so much of it comes down to. And they make it hard for you to score, so you got to make the next pass, things of that nature. That stuff's important. Anybody else? All right, thank you.